Welcome to Why We Give Wednesdays. I'm Jan Powers, and this is, oh, wait a minute. Who is this? Oh,
Socially distancing and staying behind my new United Way neck gaiter, Bob Woodward. It's happy to be here.
So, we meet with you every 2 weeks to share information about the United Way so that you can better understand why should you give. And part of what we do is tell why we give, right, Bob?
Mm-hmm.
And we provide background information to help you better understand all of the reach that the United Way has. So Bob, it's been a really tough, well, actually 6-8 months, right? Since COVID started.
It really has. It's been really challenging. And then the great thing about United Way is United Way has really stepped up. And we talked about this at the kickoff. United Way has a number of funded partners and that they work with on an ongoing basis year after year. Some of those are new each year, and we've talked about the 9 that are new. The other thing that's really cool about United Way is they step in when they need to, and in this particular case, the need was very stark and very widespread. So one of the things that United Way did was fund the 211 information referral hotline, and that's a 24/7 multilingual line that connects people to resources in the community that they might need. So you can access it either by phone, text, or by app. And to give you an idea of how much the increase in need was this year, in 2019, the number of calls was 1,464, so a little less than 1,500 calls the entire year of 2019. But in 2020, in the first half of the year alone, those calls doubled to 2,200, with the calls increasing over 300% in the second quarter. So just goes to show you how drastic and the need was and how it increased. And those needs were healthcare, income support, assistance, and housing.
And when people start calling in the 211 line and asking for help, United Way is able to monitor what are those calls for and where are people in need and how can resources get to them to help them fill their needs. So that's one of the great things that United Way does best. So in March, United Way started with the Community Foundation of Greater Dubuque, and they put together what's called the Community Organizations Active in Disaster Fund. It was a disaster relief fund, and the collaboration between the Community Foundation and our United Way chapter was amazing because it helped to gather thousands and thousands of dollars that immediately went back out to organizations and individuals who were in need. Mm-hmm. And you've got a really great example of one of those with food scarcity,
exactly.
Right?
Yep, food scarcity was really a big need, and right away with the pandemic, obviously the Dubuque area labor harvest stepped in. They saw a huge spike in calls for food. United Way came to the aid and helped connect them with the Community Solutions of Eastern Iowa. And they were all running some of the benefits for the homeless hotline in town. And so in combination with that homeless hotline through the Community Solutions of Eastern Iowa, they helped order groceries for the Dubuque Labor Harvest. To give you an example on how big a need that was and how much was fulfilled, the Dubuque Labor Harvest has done over 1,000 deliveries, and that equals over 100,000 pounds of groceries.
Yeah, that just, it just really blows me away to think, I don't even think about going to the grocery store and putting stuff in my cart, but to think that 100,000 pounds of groceries were given away in just a few months because of COVID right here in our own community, it really hammers away at the fact that there's a lot of need and it's still going on.
And it's the basic human needs. I mean, you have shelter, you have safety, and you have food.
Right.
And so if there's food scarcity in your household, it's an emergency.
Yeah.
And it needs to be dealt with right away.
That's right. Another example that we wanted to share with you about how the United Way comes together to help other organizations support people in need is St. Mark's Community Center, which is located in downtown Dubuque. And they offer both before and after school programming that's very busy, typically. But when kids had to stay home from school, when the schools were shut down in the spring semester, and they couldn't go to St. Mark's, then there were kits that were organized by St. Mark's along with United Way, and those kits had pencils and crayons and worksheets and activities like meditation cards and breathing exercises that little kids could use along with their families to help them try to manage the stress of being out of school and trying to understand what all this COVID stuff is. So they're called social emotional learning kits, and there were over 200 of those kits that were put together by United Way and St. Mark's. So, you know, when the need surfaces, organizations like the United Way and other nonprofits come to the table and fill the needs.
Yep. One of the great things about United Way,
Yeah.
they're all the time for the needs that are already been identified, and they're especially stepping up when unexpected needs arise, and this was a big one. So
Yeah.
that's one of the reasons that I give to United Way, and I
Right.
hope you will too.
Yeah, same with me. Well, we're gonna sign off. Get your gator up there.
Ready.
All right.
Thank you, everybody.
We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yep.